Hey!
Folks, welcome! Shannon Heaton here.
Matt Heaton here.
So glad to have you joining us. And haha, Thomas Prems, you were the first one in. Welcome to you in Belgium, to Arthur in France, to Bob in Wisconsin, to Gabriella in Germany, to Maria in the UK, and Dominique and Christine in France, and Arthur also in France. We have a good French showing today. Wonderful. Stacy, wonderful to have you joining us on the accordion in Virginia, and Adele in Nova Scotia. What's a Goldilocks day? What does that mean? Do you know?
No idea.
Oh, not too hot, not too cool.
Oh.
Got it. Right. Hoping that you find a just right moment over the next hour of hopefully fun tunes and good company with folks. Harry, welcome to you and the clan. And Mike, wonderful to have you joining us from Portland. And to Michael in Odenwald, welcome to you and to Andrea. And Maria, I have to say, orange juice with lemon balm in it sounds beautiful. That sounds like just the right thing. I'm going to have that after we finish. That sounds great.
Vodka as well.
And Jenny, welcome. Glad you're warming up your flute and your whistles. Imagining you in your beautiful art-filled home. And Gladys, hello and welcome. Happy to have you joining us from Amsterdam. And Randy, hi, Rumi in Michigan. To Bill, welcome. Thanks for joining us from San Francisco. And exciting that you're going to your first in-person session later. Woo, exciting. The outdoor Vax sessions are just so, they're great. They're great. Elena, welcome. Glad to have you joining us from Santa Clarita. And Alex, a very special welcome to you in China. So happy to have you with us again today. And Sally, hello, down the road, not too far from us. Peter in San Diego. Mike, welcome in Ohio. And Marco in Milano. Welcome to Judith in Hungary. I'm so glad that you're here. Welcome to Sean Morris in Manchester. Donna in Michigan. Dat, wonderful to have you here as always. We really value having each and every one of you here, and Dat especially. You're so your ears are so tuned in, and so if we need more or less of things, just do let us know. Claire, likewise, glad to have you here joining us from Ireland, and Carolyn in New Brunswick, and Pat in Ohio, and Aga in Poland. Hello, Barney in New York. Hello to Irish Bouzouki, to Frank and to Vanessa. Wonderful to have you joining us. And Jerome, hi in Holland. And Carrie in Florida. David in Frederick, Maryland. Pat in Ireland. Grania in Ireland. And we have another friend here joining us in China. Welcome. We're so happy and so honored to have you all with us today. Cheryl, wonderful afternoon. Unexpected day off. Sounds good. Mary in Oregon. Hi. Hi, Jamie in Colorado Springs again. So we are delighted to be here, and we're going to we're going to start things off with Saddle the Pony. So Eloise, if you're tuning in live or later, I think that this is one of your jams. So here we go. Without further ado, are we in tune with reality, Heaton?
We're pretty good.
All right, here we go. 1, 2, saddle that pony. glad you're joining us in Germany there. And, well, that is a very pretty tune.
Yeah, it's a lovely tune.
And also pretty is this day, Pat, like yourselves, in Waterford. It is a little chilly, a little overcast in Boston, but getting
Not
nicer.
anymore. Not
Getting
anymore.
nicer. Getting nicer.
Yeah, turned around.
Yeah, so wonderful
Though
day.
we're inside.
We're inside. It would have been a bit dicey to set everything up earlier today.
Yes.
So last week we had the great fortune of being joined by our friend Ellery, and we will share her again in the coming weeks, as well as other musical friends. So stay tuned for future editions of the virtual guided session with friends. And as we're all now well vaccinated, sometimes we will even do it in the studio with the windows open.
Yeah.
Blowing some air out.
We'll give it a
And
or in, or whatever.
only for an hour. Seems like it should be good, right? Wow, Happy Dragon Boat Festival. I don't know about this, and it sounds wonderful.
So cool.
Yeah?
They
Tell
did
me
one
about
in
it.
Boston. They have these big boats that are like, they kind of, decorate to look like dragons. I don't know much about it, but they did one in Boston a few years ago.
Nice. Nice.
Very cool.
Good. Pierre, bonjour, welcome. I'm glad to have you joining us, as well as Jim. Wonderful that you're joining us from Zimbabwe. And yes, winter there. So glad that you're enjoying some mild weather. Folks, we're going to carry on with a few requests from, we had many requests last week, but we were managing a lot of weird, unusual technical stuff for our outdoor live stream on a very tiny screen. So I didn't catch all of them. So I have a few requests from last time around, and a few requests from a while ago. James, welcome. I just saw you coming in, and glad to have you joining us as well. And Frank, Anne and Frank, nice to have you joining us from Germany. And Jennifer, yay, you're back in Michigan joining us today. So we're going to honor a request from some weeks ago, The View Across the Valley. I don't remember who requested this, but boy, this is a goodie. It's a John Brady tune, that wonderful flute player and composer from County Offaly. And then we're going to play Poor But Happy at 53, which is a tune that Scylla had wanted to hear, written by Paddy Bono Brian, who is a box player in Leeds. So
those are the polkas you got.
Those are the tunes that we're going to play for you right now. Some lovely reels, and without further ado. 1, 2, here we go. Tomas. I love that you gave me a special hello in the chat, and then you gave Matt his own special hello.
Thank you.
We are a very well-mannered bunch, I have to say.
It is
and such an incredibly smart bunch of people here. Everybody meeting us in English here. We are so humbled and grateful to have people tuning in from all over, and we're all meeting here in English. I wish we could extend the same courtesy with all of your languages. So a very special welcome also to Coach Dwayne for joining us from Ottawa. Wonderful. Cheryl, if you didn't get a special welcome already, welcome. And Allison, yay! Glad to have you with us in Rhode Island. And I know what you mean. Things are opening up, and still this community is still happening, so we'll see where things go.
Yeah.
But for today, this is a wonderful treat, and we will, in the coming weeks, also have different friends to join us, so that should be exciting to share our community with you.
Everyone likes that second tune, which it's on that record.
Yes.
Nina Cummings and
Phonicky.
Yeah.
A great record that came out in the 90s.
Yeah, years ago we went into cruises. And went into Custy's. We were in Ennis, and we went into Custy's music store, and we're like, "What's good?" And I believe Owen handed us that CD and said, "Great tunes on this one," and it was no lie. So.
Wow, what is The Birds? I don't know what The Birds is. Do you mean like The Bird in the Bush, or is there a tune called The Birds? Kind of creepy. I don't know if we know it.
It's the theme to Psycho or to the
Pat,
movie.
tell us more, and we will definitely look into that for next time. And SJC, yay! Okay, that you didn't know the tunes, and so you danced instead.
Nice.
Oh, I love this. It's so great. I can see you dancing. Birds in C and A minor. Okay, well, we're gonna have to look into that for next time. I'm going to look at birds, C and A minor for next time. Okay. Now, polkas. Here we go. Into the church street. Are we in tune? My singing wasn't in tune. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Here we go. challenge. It is a really good challenge to really bring the shtick with these tunes at a more moderate pace. Yes,
indeed. Especially the polkas.
Yes, especially the polkas.
Yeah.
But that was kind of a little interesting zone there.
It was a zone.
Grania, I'm so sorry to hear that your son has hurt his wrist. I hope that everything's okay, and good that you're getting it checked out.
Yeah.
Likely a couple of weeks of nuisance, but wow, what we know about injuries like that now, things heal so quickly.
We have been spared, knock wood, very many trips to the emergency room with us. But I do remember the one time.
G on a hoshach.
The looking in the next bed over and the kid in the soccer uniform, like heart goes out.
Yeah. Well, anyway, it's gonna be okay.
Oh, yeah.
And setbacks. And Pat enjoying some French goat's cheese. I do like the idea of Shannon Heaton enjoying some goat cheese during this session. Wouldn't that be amusing? Right? It's just not really like a great live flute player kind of a snack.
Are there any good live flute player snacks?
I don't know. There's like the fun of eating the chips, and then like having little bits is funnier than maybe like goat cheese in my, teeth while playing and talking to you.
Okay.
All right. So we're going to carry on with a tune for a set for Barnsdale Hood. I don't remember. You had wanted to hear two tunes. You had wanted to hear Health to the Ladies. I imagine Irishman's Heart to the Ladies. That's the same tune, I think. Into the old favorite. It makes for a very nice change. So we're going to try that. And this is sort of the A. We're going to do a few tunes in A here. If you've a keyless flute or a whistle, no fear. You can just avoid the G sharps, is how I might play on my keyed flute, but you could just go or just avoid it, if you don't want to play it.
It's usually not like the most important note in the tune.
Sometimes it is, but not in the ones that I'm going to choose today. I mean, sometimes, yeah. Sometimes it does really matter. All right. I'm looking at like
not too fast.
Okay. I'm thinking of, say, the Charlie Lennon tune.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
You gotta have that. Count. Yeah. Many of them that don't count. All right. 1, 2. I don't know if goat cheese is worse with a whistle or a flute. Everyone, let us know what you think below. Which is grosser, goat cheese with the whistle?
The answer will surprise
or
you.
Flute.
You should do a viral video of like eating different cheeses and playing different instruments.
Shannon Heaton asks a question and instantly regrets it. 1, 2, ready. And that is funny, Bob, about the flute capo. Actually, I have one. I have a shorter body that fits with my same flute head joint and foot joint that raises the whole thing up a half step to E flat. And of course, there are different keys that you can do that with. And then whistles. You can have the whistle capo. Okay, so we are talking now about food here.
Yeah, I also missed. It was in A, straight up A major there, Tomas. I missed as you figured out after a while, but
yes. Okay, so yes, the discussion kind of what's grosser, like seeing somebody play with eating goat cheese with the whistle or the flute. Yes, Pat, nice with the nickel harpa, cottage cheese with the nickel harpa, gross. All of it is gross. And yes, this is true. We have a lot of seasoned players here, and we have some newer musicians here as well. And so it is partly our role as maybe tour guides to just remind us all that, Irish music is a social, cultural event. And so a reminder when you go to sessions in the real world, it is about the crack.
Bring a snack.
No, it's about the crack and the company.
Okay. Yes.
And sometimes it is about sharing some food together. But yes, that is a gross thing about flute players. One thing that we've forgotten to say so far on all the live streams, I don't know that we've mentioned it once, maybe we have, is to avoid, if you are a flute player, dripping into somebody's food or even lap or the Guinness. Just mind where the bottom edge of the flute is. Yes, serious. All kidding aside, that is serious business. But also, I'm noticing, what is this on the side of is that like sweat or food? What is all of that? There's some worn stuff, but there's also some like bits.
Well,
is that like you drooling or?
No, it's just all scrapes and stuff, like the finish coming off, and
Yeah.
The
because of all the cheese you've been eating.
Well, you've seen this side, right? Is like worn. That's my scraped up from my wedding ring.
Oh, I also have very worn bit here. It's me. I'm the original owner of this flute. I got it in 1997. And when I had to send it to Pat Allwell to have some work done on it, he said, "Now, should I leave this?" And I said, "Yes, please." So he's kept my original worn bit. He didn't file it down. I love it so much. Okay, so anyway, we can have more discussion of food because food is super important. But first, we're going to play some reels for Dominique and Christine. You had requested a wonderful set of tunes. We're going to play Maud Miller, that lovely reel in G. We're going to play The Sailor on the Rock, which goes... Hi, welcome, Lynn. You're perfectly on time. We're glad to have you. We're going to play Maud Miller in G, Sailor on the Rock in D, and the Templehouse, which I know is one of Mara's favorites. If you're tuning in, Mara, in Italy later on, this also goes out to you. So here we go, a lovely tune set. Here we go. lovely set indeed. And Evelyn, you're right. They are all very lovely flowing reels. They work beautifully
nice set.
together.
Well assembled, Shannon.
Well, I didn't assemble it. It was Dominique and Christine who came up with the set, and I loved it. It was wonderful. Now, Sally, worn bits, I think that's another kind of discussion.
No,
maybe.
I will mention, so I don't know if this happens in anywhere but the electric guitar world, but in the electric guitar world, there's this thing called relicking, where they take a brand new instrument and try to make it look old and beat up. So they do things like take a belt sander and rub away bits of finish, or there are actually articles about how to get the like metal hardware, things you can do to make it look rusty. It's insane. I know someone, we know a guy here who is the owner of a 1950s Telecaster, and he has also a modern reproduction of it, and the modern reproduction looks more beat up than the actual thing from the 50s. Crazy stuff. That was my little story.
I liked it. I wonder if I played the Roscommon instead of the Templehouse. I might have gone into the wrong tune. But either way,
don't ask, no tell.
Lovely tunes. Lovely tunes. And they are single reels. And yes, Adele, you do know I do have a real fondness for single reels. We spent many winters in Clare, and there are a lot of great single reels that we learned during our days in Clare. So I do really adore a lot of single reels. So good noticing work there. Hi, Julie in Maryland. Glad that you're joining us as well. So we're gonna carry on with some hornpipes with Paul Halfpenny and the Few Bob, which were former Name Your Tune selections. They were Name Your Tune selections of the past. So we're gonna tuck into those. Beautiful A minor Paul Halfpenny, A modal, and the beautiful Few Bob in G. Yo. Oh, good. Okay, Mary, thanks. It was the Templehouse. Good. Woo-hoo. Oh, 1, 2, here we go. Hi, Saul. right about that, Jamie. That is a beautiful
That is a class tune.
Really pretty.
Really nice.
And yet another one that was sort of requested. And so we kind of had to dig into learning it after all these years. And so glad we did. And welcome, Alex from Barcelona. Wonderful to have you tuning in.
They the whole was that polka a march? I don't know, but I think if you play a polka, like polkas at a certain tempo, kind of start to sound a little marchy. So it might have been, maybe that.
And Jackie Tar, is that like related to the Jack
Sparrow?
No, the Jack of Tar, Jack something Tar. That was sung by Angelo Dornan and many other people. That I just did a podcast episode about song collectors, and one of the song sources for Helen Creighton, that Canadian collector, was Angelo Dornan, who did not sing since from the time he was a child to much later in life. But then he moved to the place where he grew up, and he, in the course of doing that, just sort of remembered 125 songs that he had known in his youth, which is amazing.
125 songs that he had not been singing.
Yeah, and his wife never knew that he sang.
Isn't that crazy?
And when Helen Creighton came to record him, she just was like in the other room getting prouder and prouder of him, hearing him sing. Amazing. Yeah. All right, so other sweet thing, our dear young Tad is going to be celebrating his final week of 4th grade next week. So I've written a tune to commemorate this moment. It's called The Last Days of 4th Grade. So this is our offertory selection for you friends. If you are still being paid to work and you can just throw a little into our virtual tip jar, we are grateful. And if not, this is for all of us. Just meet us where you can, folks. We're happy for that. And so here is our offertory waltz, which is called The Last Days of 4th Grade. And Katrina, welcome. Wonderful to have you here. Hope you can dance a waltz to this one. So 1, 2, 3, 1. It's the Jolly Roving Tar. That's the song. Oh. Wonder if it's the same melody. So, woohoo, yay. So we're going to go on and carry on with some gorgeous jigs. The Besom in Bloom, another one that was suggested to us by somebody out there. I don't remember who came up with that one. And then we're going to go into, I had to look this one up, gang. I did not know this before. The Gap of Dreams, which Mairead Niwini wrote. And last week, Jenny and Margaret and Johnny and Lynn all wanted to hear it. So we're going to do it. The Besom and Bloom for the Tuesday night gang, and the Gap of Dreams for lots of you. Well, all of it for all of you, really. Mm-hmm. So this is a goodie. Here we go. Not too fast. 1, 2. Okay, Saul, it's not the same melody. Good. Good to know. Good to know. 1, 2, here we go. glad, Lynn. So I'm glad you're tuning in today at the end of another virtual event. I love that things are opening up and we can play a few tunes with friends. That is great. And also great that there are still virtual options. I love the virtual options. And there was a beautiful virtual concert that I saw recently. Dominique and Christine, maybe you can share the link with us. Your son's band was involved. There are some beautiful French musicians who put on just over an hour of music. It was really something spectacular. And the band in particular, that is the children of some of our VGS family here. I was, paying special interest. I love to hear the, whatever it is, the one-handed, the flageolet or whatever, and then the instrument that you hit, and you do it at the same time. She plays the whistle and hits the,
So cool.
It's so beautiful. But anyway, let us know about that. But yay to have all of these options for us. So we're going to do the red-haired lass next. And yes, before we do, Matt, go ahead and present the final to the gang. The final.
Friends, this is it. This is the final elephant from the collection. If you've been following along, I happened upon a treasure trove of pachyderms, little tchotchke pachyderms in front of our neighbor's house.
This one is quite classy, I
Yeah,
have to
they're
say.
all classy,
As August
man.
said, it has
Yeah,
kind of
those
like an antique vibe to it. It is kind of...
Those are all...
No, they're not all classy.
They are all classy. But anyway, so the
This one,
that's
for
the last
example,
elephant.
this one was sort of less
Come
classy
on.
in the classic sense. I don't know if you can even see it. It's all blurry.
Yeah,
when
the
I
only
go
weird
closer.
thing about it is the way it's squatting, but
Very weird.
Yeah. But anyway, yes. So we have some. We now have an elephant collection. Thank you very much.
Thanks to a neighbor who was
Who
giving them
knows?
away, and Matt had presented me with one of them, and I really thought that it was just the one.
She was feeling kind of lucky that I didn't also pick up the stack of like. They were little ceramic piggy banks wearing like a shamrock hat. They were completely insane. I loved them.
Yes. Yes. Okay, so we're going to play some A tunes. We're going to play the Red-Haired Lass. We're going to play it in A. I just put up a Tune of the Month lesson for it this week, and it really is for the keyless flute players out there. Yes, as Arthur pointed out, of course you can half hold the G sharp, or you can even do this to make your G sharp. But you can also, if you're playing a keyless flute, sometimes use creativity and avoid that G sharp. Just rework the tune slightly. So instead of you could maybe just
You'll
use a
never
little.
even know you're missing it.
So I will play it with the G sharp because I have this beautiful key crafted by Pat and Aaron and Maddie. But I will play it the first time around with no G sharp. No. I will play it the second time around with no G sharp.
All right.
So G sharp.
Should I address a question now or
Yes,
after? Okay.
yes.
The straps. Good question. These are both made by Reunion Blues, but I'll tell you the one on my guitar is like 30 years old and they don't make anymore. It's extremely wide is the main thing, but there's a few companies. I think that the key thing is wider is more comfortable, and there are like if you find like a 3-inch wide thing, you're pretty good. But Levy's and Reunion Blues both make a nice wide leather strap, though not as good as that one.
Yes, good to address the nitty gritty questions, and also
Well,
Jim.
you're talking about flute food for so long. I thought I had to.
And now we're going to bring it full circle around.
Oh, yeah?
Circle. That Jim is reminding us that the collective noun for elephants, of course, is a parade. A parade of elephants. That is so sweet. Is there one other collective noun that goes along with elephants? Possibly.
Could be.
Possibly.
Could be.
Anyway, so we're going to play the Red-Haired Lass, and then we're going to play Larry's favorite.
Yeah.
That Patty O'Brien tune.
Yeah.
All right.
It's.
Oh,
yeah.
it's okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you,
buddy.
honey. Okay. 1, 2, ready. Nice, Julie. 2, ready, go. Craig's Pipes into something else. I don't know what it was, because it's similar to the other one. Yes, Craig's Pipes. That's a goodie. I just kind of slipped into that at the end. And so we'll do that. That's a foreshadow for next week. How about that?
Just as well, I was in a nightmare capo position for
I noticed that as well. I noticed as soon as I did. So, sometimes you got to throw it all against the wall and see what elephant sticks, But that's a lovely tune. Craig's Pipes. We'll do that next week for sure, for Pat and for Carolyn. And next week, we'll have a special guest. So stay tuned. Woohoo, exciting. And we are at the end. We have time for one more. We're going to play something special for Tony here, our friend in Wales. You've got some beautiful tunes there in Wales. We don't know a lot of them, so we had to look this one up. Myfanwy, I know only as a term
Little Britain joke.
A term of endearment from Dafydd in Little Britain. Before we play that lovely, sweet Welsh tune for you, we're going to thank you very much for spending an hour of music and good company. Some funny ones today. Some sweet ones today. Good humor and nice kindness all around. So, folks, thanks for building this community with us. Thank you. Kopkun naka. Danke. Merci beaucoup. Trugares. Arigato gozaimasu. Kamsahamnida. Tusen tak. Dziękuję. Danke sehr. Grazie. Garamahagat. Muchas gracias. Evcharisto. Sheshe. Chwala vam. Shukran. Eskarikasko. Ta palat. Spasiba. Ahehe. Salamat. Tarima kasi. Diolch. Toda. Kusenem. Muito obrigado. Gam Ndino tenda. Ndo. Miigwech. Chwala lepa. Jutva. Gidos. Thanks, everyone. So sweet. Yes, so sweet as always. And we're going to finish with this lovely little tune here. And take good care.
Woohoo.
It's in 4.
It is in 4.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Thanks, everybody. Take such good care. Bye.